Welcome back, treasure hunters and diehard coin collectors. Today, I want you to lean in closer because what I'm about to tell you might just change the way you look at every single penny in your pocket. One tiny, reddish-brown coin. A coin you've likely held 100 times in your life, maybe even spent without a second thought. But what if I told you that one specific 1982 D Lincoln penny, yes, that little copper coin with a simple D below the date, could be worth over $18,000, and that's not a typo. In fact, one of these unassuming pennies sold at auction for $18,800 because of a rare and nearly unthinkable error. So the next time you hear a penny hit the bottom of a change jar, you might want to listen a little closer, because that sound could be the sound of your retirement plans falling right into place. This isn't just about copper or zinc. This is about fate. Because in 1982, something happened at the Denver Mint that created a perfect storm of confusion, miscommunication, and life-changing opportunity. Let me explain. The year 1982 was a turning point in U.S. coinage history. Due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint made a quiet but critical switch in penny composition, changing from 95% copper to copper-plated zinc. But here's where things get tricky. The switch didn't happen overnight. There were multiple versions of the 1982 penny: large date, small date, copper, zinc, with and without mint marks. But only one version is the Holy Grail, the 1982 D small date penny struck in copper. Let that sink in. It's not just rare, it wasn't even supposed to exist. Now, before we go deeper, let me tell you about Paul. He was a retired Army mechanic from Kansas. A lifelong tinkerer, Paul had a habit of sorting coins while watching the evening news. One night, as he flipped through a pile of pennies, he noticed something off. The 2 and the date looked thinner. The overall look of the numbers was smaller, tighter. Curious, he weighed at 3.1 grams. His hands began to tremble. He remembered reading something years ago about copper pennies weighing 3.1 grams and zinc ones weighing only 2.5. So how could a small date 1982 D penny weigh 3.1 grams? His heart pounded. He had just stumbled across the impossible. Paul sent his coin to PCGS, the professional coin grading service. Weeks later, he got the confirmation. This wasn't just a copper penny. It was the copper penny, a 1982 D small date copper Lincoln cent, one of only 2 known to exist. It sold at auction for nearly $19,000. Now, I want you to imagine, what if Paul had tossed that penny into a vending machine, or left it sitting in a coffee can for another decade? What if he never bothered to weigh it? He would have missed out on one of the rarest penny finds in American history. But this isn't just Paul's story, it could be yours. Here's what you need to know to spot one of these coins yourself. First, look for the D mint mark, just below the year 1982. That tells you it was struck at the Denver Mint. Then look at the style of the date. There were both large and small date versions minted in 1982. The small date has thinner numbers, especially the 2, which curves more subtly at the base. Compare it to known images if you're unsure. There are excellent visual guides online. Next, and this is critical, you must weigh the coin. Use a jewelry or coin scale with accuracy to the 100th of a gram. If it weighs around 2.5 grams, it's zinc. If it weighs about 3.1 grams, it's copper. If you have a 1982 D small date penny that weighs 3.1 grams, stop everything and get that coin authenticated. You may be holding a 6-figure lottery ticket in disguise. And don't forget, mistakes weren't limited to just the planchet composition. Some 1982 Lincoln cents also show signs of double die errors, especially on the date or the motto "In God We Trust." Look for shadow-like doubling or stretch letters. Others have been found with off-center strikes or broad strikes, errors that can significantly increase value. Even a less dramatic off-center 1982 D penny has sold for over $150. And some double die examples have cleared $300 to $400, depending on condition. Once you think you have a match, your next step is grading. Send your coin to PCGS or NGC, the 2 most trusted grading services in the world. They'll certify the authenticity, the composition, and the error type, if any. And once graded, your coin is ready for the big stage. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections regularly handle high-profile coins and get them in front of the most serious buyers in the world. These platforms know how to drive up the value, especially when the right coin comes along. But here's the thing, time is working against you. Every year, fewer of these coins are being found. More change is getting rolled, stored, or destroyed. Every day that passes is one less chance for someone like you to stumble upon a piece of history before it disappears forever. So, I want you to ask yourself, have you checked your coin jar lately? Do you have a dusty old coffee can full of worthless pennies in your garage? Have you ever really looked closely at that 1982 D Lincoln cent in your junk drawer? Because one careful glance, one digital scale, 1 ounce of curiosity, that's all it takes. We're not just talking about pennies anymore. We're talking about possibilities. We're talking about a coin that could fund your dream vacation, cover a grandchild's college tuition, pay off your home. Or maybe, just maybe, it's the sign you've been waiting for, that it's never too late to discover something rare, valuable, and completely unexpected. So go ahead, pull out your change, grab a magnifier, get a scale, because lightning does strike twice, and this time, it could strike in the palm of your hand. The 1982 D Lincoln penny might look ordinary, but it holds the key to a completely new lifestyle, just like the 1945 Mint Mark wheat penny, a coin so easily overlooked and yet so powerful in the right hands.